All right, microphone check one, microphone check two. Okay, here we are for another episode. Logos Life. So, loving the lost. I hope I didn't just turn this whole thing off when I hit the microphone. Things are very fragile around here. Loving the lost. They hated me without cause. As John 15:25. Okay. It may be difficult and confusing to watch as Christians around the world are persecuted simply for confessing the name of Jesus. It happens. I don't know so much here in the United States, but it does happen around the world. It seems more like here in the United States, the Christians are doing more of the crucifying and judging. Why would people despise believers? I can think of several reasons because of the hypocrisy that we do see here in the United States. Especially when they're just trying to show the love of God. I mean, this is true. There are good Christians, most of us. I assume if you're listening to this, I'm assuming you're one of the good ones, not one of the bad ones that I'm talking about. But yeah, sometimes when you're in a dark place, I've even been there where I don't want to hear something so true or good. I'm in a dark place and we have to just kind of pray to bring people out. That's kind of how I got out, is just through prayer. And it's very easy for your heart to get closed off and, for you not to see truth, So remember, this is a fallen, sinful world. Jesus said, if I had not come and spoken to them, they would not have sin, and now they have no excuse for their sin. John 15:22. The conviction they feel is painful and leaves them feeling vulnerable. That could be true. I can't speak for people. I always felt like a victim, or I was mad at the world, or mad at God, or this, that, or the other. Like I was entitled to some happy life. And once I changed my perspective, once I let go of me and chose Him, things did change drastically. Does that mean I live a perfect life right now? I do not. As you can tell, my voice is sore and I've been sick. So the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike, right? So what's the point? The point is love. Why would you not choose love? So that conviction they feel is painful and leaves them feeling vulnerable. So they attack out of a desire to maintain control. That could be true. The Lord knew this would happen. He warned, if the world hates you, you know that it has hated me before it hated you. John 15:18. It's not you, it is Jesus within you that they despise. But also remember that at no time did Jesus ever say hate them back. That's the big thing I want to talk about, hating them back. If you hate someone because they are evil or because they hate you, are you now no longer any better than them? Don't you now deserve the same fate they received? A lot of people cheered when Charlie Kirk was murdered in front of everyone. And then we're supposed to act like we're judged to say that's horrible. Well, he was spreading this and he was spreading murder and he was spreading. I never heard that myself, but I'm not here to talk about that. The point I want to make is, if you hate this man and cheer his death because he was so hateful, then don't you deserve the same bullet? Because isn't that hateful to rejoice in somebody being murdered? You judge a tree by its fruit, and I'm sorry, you're bad fruit if that's how you see the world. Regardless of how he treated you or you felt he was unfair to you, to cheer him being murdered like that, then you deserve the same fate. That's right. But also remember that at no time did Jesus ever say, hate them back. We can't hate them back, otherwise we're just two sides of the same hate coin. On the contrary, we're to follow his incredible example of sacrificial love and service. Remember, while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us, Romans 5:8. While we were still horrible to him, Jesus gave everything for us out of love. So whether you believe in Jesus or not, I assume if you're listening to this, you do, and nothing I say is going to be offensive. So I'm just going to say, the way he was treated and beat down and crucified, and all he did was show love. And his response was not, I hate them or, destroy all of them. He forgave them all, even on the cross. So no matter what they do, love them back by remembering where they're headed without him, and with the hope that they'll accept the truth that sets them free. Now we can go get into all that, what that means to be set free. That's a whole nother time. And quite frankly, I don't know that I'm educated enough to completely be able to explain that to anyone. But the truth does set you free. How many times have we been living a lie and we let people manipulate us with that lie? Just putting the truth out there and accepting the consequences are sometimes far less than being held captive by the lie or by the cover up of the truth. So anyway, just wanted to give everyone more perspective today, loving the lost and forgiveness. In that if you find yourself hating someone, then you are not idle. You're not doing what Jesus does. If you hate someone because they walk funny, but yet you walk funny, then that means you have to hate yourself as well, right? The first innocent person throws the first stone. There's a lot of sayings about this. People that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. The speck in your eye, the speck in your brother's eye. Jesus talks a lot about this. We need to not be hypocrites, and we need to be forgiving and loving. Yes, I understand that's not so easy when really horrible crimes have happened to you and your family. But anyway, food for thought. Until next time, bye. Hello, everyone. Just real quick, I know I brought up on this last episode the topic of Charlie Kirk. And I just want to say how controversial it is. There's a lot of people that really, really loved what he had to say and really appreciated him. And there's also a lot of people that really felt hurt by some of the things he said. And maybe some of these people, that did feel hurt, cheered for what happened to him. And maybe that's just a very human response. Someone who doesn't know Jesus, or maybe just a very human response. And I'm just here to say that regardless of where you stand or where you're at, we need to love each other. That's the bottom line. I don't bring him up to say he was right or wrong about anything he had to say. Other than we need to be tolerant of each other. We should have free speech on both sides. And I feel like that's very common sense. It should not be a controversial statement. We need to love each other. And I sympathize for all the people that were hurt when he was murdered. And I also sympathize for all the people that were hurt maybe from the words that he said, which I don't really know what he said, why people were so angry or upset. However, we all need to just love each other and give each other the benefit of the doubt. We can't be cheering for the downfall of each other. All right, so God bless you all. I just want to make this little announcement, because I know it is a controversial issue, even though a man being murdered in front of all of us should not be. But, God is for everyone. Jesus is for everyone, not just for some. He's for everyone. Anyway, I love you all. God bless. Bye.